Today I'm starting my tomato seeds and I'm filming everything so you can follow along exactly. Regular tomatoes and cherry tomatoes, both going in today. This is one of the most satisfying things you can do as a gardener. It's simple, cheap, and in about 10 days you will have little green things you grew completely from scratch. This box right here is where it all starts. I will show you exactly what goes in it and how. So here is everything I'm using, and none of it is complicated. A seed starting box with a lid. Any plastic container with a cover works. The lid traps humidity while seeds germinate. Seed compost, not regular potting mix. It's finer, lighter, and it holds moisture without getting waterlogged. I tell you that because I made that mistake with earlier sowings. I use regular compost, which often has bits of straw or bark that can physically block seedlings from pushing through. And apparently it can also burn young seeds too, so it's not worth the risk. For the labels, I have some that came with the box, but if you don't, strips cut from all plastic food containers work perfectly. Yogurt tubs, cream cheese lids, or ice cream sticks. To write the name, use a pencil, because unlike a pen or a marker, it doesn't smear or fade when it gets wet. It's such a small thing, but it makes a real difference over weeks of watering. Also, I'm using this spray bottle, and you can use an old household spray. Just rinse it before. Make sure water is at room temperature, because cold water can stress young seedlings. I'm doing 5 tomato varieties today, but mostly cherry tomatoes, as I'm gardening in pots on my balcony. For regular tomatoes, I use this variety. I put the label in first, before any soil. Not after planting, but before. Because once compost is in and seeds are covered, every section looks identical. You can fill about 3/4 full and keep it loose. Then water the compost before planting and let it absorb. You want it moist all the way through. You can squeeze a handful. If water drips out, it's too wet. If it holds its shape and feels damp, it's perfect. Starting with already moist compost means you won't need to water heavily right after, which can wash seeds around or push them too deep. And there is a simple depth rule. Plant a seed about twice as deep as it is wide. For tomatoes, that's roughly 1/2 centimeter. Not deep at all. I use a pencil tip to make small holes. Drop 1 or 2 seeds per spot, then cover lightly with a pinch of compost. That's it. Space them a few centimeters apart so seedlings have room and you can separate them later without tearing roots. As you can see, cherry tomato seeds are slightly smaller, but you can use the same depth and the same process. I'm also doing basil in the same box today. Basil and tomatoes are classic companions, because basil repels a lot of the insects that love tomatoes. And of course, the two together in a salad are pretty hard to beat. I will do a separate video on that, but it's worth knowing if you are growing both. Then water gently with the spray bottle, just enough to settle the compost without disturbing the seeds. Then you can close the lid. Condensation on the inside means moisture is fine. If it looks dry inside, give it a light spray. And before seeds sprout, no light is needed. Just heat. 20 to 25 degrees near a radiator works fine. And the moment you see the first sprout, move it under your grow light immediately. Don't wait, because without light they get leggy within days. Somewhere between 14 and 16 hours works well for tomatoes. And keep the light close, because if it's too far, they will stretch towards it and get weak. Also, raise it as they grow. And around mid-March, when these are big enough, I will move them to individual pots and free up this box for other vegetables. And that's it. Moist, compost, right depth, warm spot until they sprout, then light immediately. Whole setup took me about 30 minutes. It really is that simple. In the coming videos, I will show you everything that happens next. First sprouts, watering, and when I move them to bigger pots. Let me know in the comments what you are growing and see you in the next one.